Hi Fabian, and welcome to our panel. Could you please tell us about why you feel it was important to join us in this competition?
Thank you, Johnny. I think that this platform, this kind of competitions, provides a unique baseline for any kind of a student to experience the real business experiences in a safe environment. Gives an excellent push for young people that really want to develop additional skills that they are not only available in the school, at the universities, or even a high school. So I do really believe that in order to develop a country, a society, you need to develop the younger people. So this is why I'm really excited to be part of this project.
So, where are you from?
I'm originally from Mexico, but I've been away from Mexico for the last 16 years, traveling all around and working all around. Yeah.
Great, great. So, as you can guys see, our judges is of the highest caliber from all over the world, and that's why this competition has such a high standard, because of the judges, because of the expectation that the judges expect from these candidates. And now it is time to announce the top 20 in the CFO Junior Continental Competition. Let's just look at some stats on how many people entered this competition and the size of this competition. So, Pat, could you tell us some statistics of this junior competition?
To think, Johnny, that it's the first time that we're actually venturing out into the continent, and we had 1,200 aspirants from 400 teams and over 120 from the public and private high schools across Africa. I think it is quite massive.
Wow, that is impressive. You know, I love the statistic part. Every year when we do this competition, I wait for the statistics to be announced, because that just tells you that there's an interest in this competition. That just tells you that people want to be part of this competition. And it tells you on where we're going with this competition, and the size of this competition, where will it be in a few years' time. So thank you, Pat, for that. But now, let's not hold back. It's time to announce the top 20 schools that will be participating against each other in the CFO Case Study Junior Continental Competition. Pat, could you announce the top 10? And let me say this again. These names will be announced in alphabetical order. So just be sure you understand that. Alphabetical order. Pat, can we hear the first 10 names?
And coming in at number 1 from Ghana, Team African Minds from SOS Heman Gania International College. Then we have from Ghana, Team Presec Boys from Presbyterian Boys Secondary School. Coming in at number 3 from Namibia, Team 10L from St. Paul's. And also from St. Paul's at number 4, coming in also from Namibia, Team 11EV. Then we have from South Africa, from Sandton Crawford College, Team Hermes. And then at number 6, we have Team Cage from World School Acacia in South Africa. Team Phoenix from African Leadership Academy comes next from South Africa. Then we also have Team Smartpreneurs, also from South Africa and also from African Leadership Academy. We also have Team Stockville, also from South Africa, Star College Pretoria. And then Team Synergy from CBC St. Patrick's, South Africa.
Thank you very much, Pat. And now to announce the last 10 in this competition. Fabian, could you please announce them for us?
Yes, for sure. Team Ubuntu, African Leadership Academy, South Africa. Team Westville Heat, Westville Boys High School, South Africa. Team Wolf of Westville, Westville Boys High School, South Africa. Team CAs, Westville Boys High School, South Africa. Team Dynamics, Hartesby Sport High School, South Africa. Team Electra, African Leadership Academy, South Africa. Team Green Machine, Glenwood High School, South Africa. Team Great Empire, Boabab College International School, Zambia. Team Group 1, Premier Business School, Zimbabwe. And Team Group 2, Premier Business School, Zimbabwe.
So guys, well done to all the people that have made it, all the teams that have made it in the top 20 in the CFO Case Study Competition of 2018. We've just announced the top 20 in the global competition, and we've announced the top 20 in the junior competition. So what happens now? This is what makes this competition great. So now, those 20 in that category will compete against each other, and they will send through their presentation of the case study for evaluation. And of those 20, the top 6 will be chosen to come to South Africa on a full expense paid trip to compete against each other on the 2nd and 3rd of October. That's how tense this competition gets. There's a lot at stake right now. Now, I just want to go back to those teams that feel, you know what, sure, I would have loved to be in the top 20. I would have loved to get a full paid expense trip to South Africa to compete. The people sitting on this panel have not won every time on their way to the top. At the caliber of their positions in their companies, they have not always won on the top. So I'd like to start off by asking Pat, as the CEO of ACCA South Africa, that her job is to help students get qualified in the ACCA qualification. What would be your message, Pat, to all these students that have applied and didn't make it in the top 20? What would be your message to them right now as they're sitting and watching this?
You know, Johnny, I don't think it's a question of the ones that didn't make it. I think that the mere fact that somebody took their time and decided and made a decision that I'm entering a competition, it is already a step in the right direction, because I think it's about planting seeds, especially if you look at the junior school. It's about planting a seed around how you carry yourself in a business environment, because remember, ultimately we're trying to produce business leaders, not necessarily accountants, yeah? So it is about the seed has been planted. So when I look at these stats, I get excited. 1,200 students out there know that there is more out there. And then what's going to happen after this? People are going to go out there and see, how can I leverage on that to ensure that if the CFO competition door was not for me, but then they know better, they're not going to go back and try to do things the same way, old way that they used to do them. And I think it's only the beginning for them.
That makes so much sense. Fabian, what would you say from the corporate side and your experience in life and business? What would be your message to these students?
I would say that a leader is a person who is challenging the status quo. And in this situation, there is no winners or losers. I mean, all of them, they apply for them. They really challenged the status quo and decided to apply for it. And unfortunately or fortunately, they were not able to go into the top 20 or top 6 or the top 3. But those kind of skills will help them later in the life to say, okay, I'm going to be resilient because I want to achieve that level. I really want to go to point A from point B to point C. And if there's something, an obstacle, a challenge in my way, I will find the ways to overcome those challenges. And this is just a challenge. It's part of the business life. It's part of the normal life. So I think it's really good for everybody.
Wow, thank you very much for that. You know, I want to share with you guys something. It has been said that someone who does not participate has no right to speak or to be in the presence of someone who has failed. Because someone who has failed has attempted, and someone who has not tried has just sat back and done nothing. And in life, there are no failures. There's only learning experiences. So for that, I want to congratulate you for what you've learned, for putting up your hand to participate. And if you just sit back and ask yourself, what did I learn through this experience? I guarantee you there's a winner in you just by participating. Thank you very much for taking part in this competition, because if you didn't, we wouldn't have a competition. So thank you very much for that. Well, to those people, those teams that have made it to the top 20, you guys have got a lot of work ahead of you. You guys have to go back to the drawing board, look at your case study, and start your presentation, because you are working to be in the top 6 to get your free paid expense trip all the way to South Africa to compete for the top team in the world. So to you guys, I wish you guys all the best. I wish you guys well, and you must go for it and put all your effort into it. And for all our guests who are watching, we'll be back on the show when we will be announcing the top 6 of those top 20, and we're sure that you're going to join us on our next show where we announce the top 6 of the world on the CFO Case Study Global and Junior Competition of 2018. From me, Johnny Liadis, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.